Hello, it's Aaron here from Push Square, your number one destination for all things PlayStation. So over the weekend there, I was out meeting some mates when HBO very rudely released the official trailer for The Last of Us television adaptation. To this point, we'd only had a teaser and the recently unveiled character posters, which I overanalyzed in another video. But once I got myself home, I pored over each and every shot of that glorious trailer for this very video. But before we get into our full trailer breakdown, I wanted to ask a favour. Almost 90% of our viewers aren't actually subscribed to the channel, and we'd love to change that. Subscriptions don't only help the reach of our channel, but also the opportunities we have for improved and more entertaining content. If you've ever liked any of our videos which revolve entirely around the world of PlayStation, consider hitting that subscribe button. Anyway, ready up your backpacks and let's delve into our full The Last of Us trailer breakdown with all of those juicy hidden details. We start off with a shot of Joel and the following line.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
It really is the thematic core of The Last of Us, which constantly questions and puts to the test the will to go on. We see a wide shot of an overgrown street. Tess, Joel and Ellie walk along it with the Capitol building at the end, noted by its golden top. This is where they are originally supposed to drop off Ellie to the Fireflies. We then see these museum shots which featured in the teaser trailer, noted by the old weapons and the spooky clicker. This is where Tess is bitten in the game. As Joel states that you keep going for family, we see him and his daughter Sarah during Outbreak Day. Joel and Ellie in the car is likely after the events of Billstown, played in this incarnation by Nick Offerman. If the television show is following the game's narrative, then they are heading to Pittsburgh at this point, which we see more of in this trailer. Joel callously calling Ellie cargo is peak, closed off Joel, and I am totally here for it. We get a bunch of different shots from old worn bridges, Fedra or Hunter patrolled streets, sweeping woodland vistas, before getting our first look at Ellie's bite mark scar, and our first encounter with her sense of humour as she mimics a clicker. We then cut to this room as a radio begins to play. This looks to be the safe house during the early hours of the game where Joel and Ellie await Tess on the outskirts of the Boston QZ. Slowly and Steadily Take On Me by a-ha picks up, which I thought was an odd choice to start before realising that Ellie played this song for Dina in The Last of Us Part 2. This is a nice throwback to the game with Ellie crossing on a plank of wood. We then see Ellie, Joel, Henry and Sam in Ish's sewer base camp, noted by the kid drawings on the wall. Here we have Joel and Ellie hiding from the Pittsburgh hunters with their intimidating Humvee, and then some hunters presumably searching for them through houses. We could be getting an expansion on this group, as we are certainly seeing more of them with their patrol trucks here. Moving on, we have a couple of different shots as Joel and Ellie transition into winter mode, and we hear an ominous conversation with an old couple, which I have to imagine is some of that cut content we never got in the game. This shot of Joel was likely from early on in the series, but we do note the Fedra warning sign, with Fedra of course being the oppressive military presence in the QZs. We have Joel sitting by a campfire and Ellie gazing off into the northern lights. I'd love to see more of the quieter downtime in the series that we maybe missed out on in the game. Not quite sure where to place this building exactly, maybe the Pittsburgh Hotel, but it is interesting to note that despite the copious amounts of fungal growth, Joel is not wearing a mask here. I love the idea of Joel being unnerved and scared by a warning from others. Now this, I believe, has to be Tommy's group, and we are maybe just getting a different way of meeting them. I know we're about to see someone else that is pretty important to the game, but I think that would mess up the structure of events too much for this to be them. A couple of quickfire shots now. We have Meryl Dandridge as Marlene, Ellie on the back of a truck. I'd bet this is the spring section of the game after David and just before the giraffe. We then see a flare and a cheering crowd, and I've honestly had a hard time placing this, so if you have any theories, let me know down below. Ashley Johnson drops in with a newborn baby in her hands, and this of course is the original actor for Ellie, and there's a lot of theorising that this could be Ellie's mum, but going by the IMDb page, it just outright says it, as she's listed as Anna Williams, which was Ellie's mum's name. I'd say that considering that follows the sequence of shots showing Ellie's life, back this up a little further together. We see them all from Left Behind, along with the iconic photo booth scene from that DLC with Riley, played here by Storm Reid. We then get our first look at Frank, played by Murray Bartlett, with Bill interestingly pointing a gun at him. If we compare these shots to those that we got in the teaser trailer, it looks like this is after Frank has left Bill and got himself caught in one of his traps. Henry and Sam here in their hideaway spot, marked by the childlike drawings on the wall. Likely this is located within Pittsburgh. So this here, I believe, is Melanie Lynskey, who is playing a character called Kathleen. Going by the previous trailer, I believe she is one of the leaders of the Pittsburgh Hunters. We don't know much more than that. This is a nice callback to the game with the burning farmer's house as Joel, Tommy and Sarah flee their home. This is likely when Joel, Ellie and Tess are held up by Fedra agents, and we see that again as Joel attacks one of the officers. This is Ellie during the winter segment, and she is likely fleeing David with the medicine to return to an ailing Joel. We then see Bill once more, this time sniping in the rain, and then with him shot with Frank helping him out. There's a lot going on here with the fire in the background, and it seems to be the biggest deviation from the game, so I'll be interested to see how this goes. We get our first look at what appears to be David the cannibal slamming a butcher's knife down by Ellie's head, and another shot of this dude, but this time accompanied by one Troy Baker, original voice actor for Joel. Sam is seen here sporting a painted on superhero mask, leaning into that childish side. Ellie is smashing up counters here. This will likely be after she has been bitten in the Left Behind DLC. We see a speedy runner here on all fours with a bit of fungal growth at the top of its head, nice detail, and then Joel in the museum being pursued by a clicker, which again is out of focus. It looks like we've got another shot here after the teaser of that loving embrace from Joel and Ellie after the bloody confrontation with David the cannibal. Lastly, we get a very epic look at a bloater, but I am curious to the context around this as we see a burning destroyed building and a ton of runners pouncing out of this area. It looks a lot more action packed than a lot of the things we got in the game, so I'm curious to see how this turns out. Anyway, thank you as always for watching, and if you would like to subscribe to us here on the channel, that would be highly appreciated. We'd love to get more of our viewers subscribed to the channel to ensure you aren't missing out on any of that top tier PlayStation content. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.